We are joined now by Scott Raecker with Revive Civility, Iowa, talking about something that I think that everyone can get on board with, no matter where on the political spectrum you fall. So talk to us about, Scott, what you are trying to do in our community.
Well, the Robert D. and Billie Ray Center at Drake University is really focused to transform lives and strengthen communities. And as emulated by former Governor Ray, who we just lost, of course, here, and Mrs. Ray, and their lifelong commitment to civility, we're really focused on equipping communities with strategies of how do you have civil discourse? How do you have conversations about difficult topics? And you are correct, as we're getting ready to head back to school after the state fair time here and everything, whether you're in elementary school, middle school, high school, or going to the workplace today or in the public arena, we can all get better when it comes to issues of civility.
When you say revive civility, that implies that civility is lost. So this is kind of a daunting question, but talk to us about why you think that's happened.
I think just overall look at culture of society right now. Recent research out, 70% of Americans believe that civil discourse is declining right now. I think the general cynicism in our public would reinforce that. I tend to look at the positive side of where do we see things that really do work well, and we've got a lot of public officials, we've got a lot of city council and school board members that work really well together in our governance, and we have a lot of great community citizens. At the same time, we need to focus on the strategies of how do we seek to understand each other when we have differences, so that we really can have that understanding of our differences rather than polarization around our differences.
And so the first event is happening in Pella, but you'll have events across the community. Talk to me about what people can expect to learn and how they'll be able to engage in this conversation.
So the first event is at Central Campus in Pella tonight. We had one in Waterloo July 10th. We will have one here in Des Moines on September 25th, and they're about 2-hour events, and they really are about relationship building and then strategies that you can put into place. So seeking first to understand as well as being understood, to verify and clarify. In fact, one of the comments Governor Ray used to make was to be more interested in the other person's opinion than having them know what your opinion was. And it really is trying to open up dialogue and learning that we can disagree on things without being disagreeable, that we can still be opponents if we have different philosophies, but we don't need to be enemies.
And you mentioned even at elementary school, middle school ages, I mean, just on the playground, what incredible knowledge that is to have and what a skill that is to have.
So the work of the Robert D. and Billie Ray Center is probably most known for our Character Counts platform with youth. Again, the 6 pillars of character are trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. And that's really I and action orientation. What can I, Scott Raecker, do today to treat people with respect? And just think what that looks like if you are in elementary school, going out to the recess ground or going into the hallways, or the middle school or the high school. At every age, we can all be better when it comes to these issues, and what we want to try and do is equip Iowans with the strategies and techniques to be better.
Oh, Scott, that's something that we can all get on board with. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks
we really
for the time
appreciate
this morning.
everything you're doing.
Thanks.